Hello, I'm ArchieLuxury and welcome to the program, fuckers. Welcome to the program. Remember, like, subscribe and tell your fuckhead friends about my channel. And today I want to talk about shrinking wristwatches. That's right. And I just got my my latest Patek Philippe magazine in. And they had a really interesting article. On the new chronograph World Time, which is a really cool watch. And as I sit here with my beautiful 5110 in white gold, I can contemplate what it's like to own such a fantastic piece. One thing that was really interesting, just having a look at the history of world times, is that if we go back to 1954, that's when the world time started to look like the one I've got in my hands here, the 5110. That was a 2523, and then this one here came out in 2000. That's right, they did it in platinum, yellow gold, rose gold, white gold. I've got the white gold one. This is a 5110. And the modern era of world times was the 37mm 5110. It uses the 240 movement, as I mentioned, the Patek Philippe caliber 240. Interestingly enough, in 2006, they felt this watch was not big enough. It wasn't big enough. So in 2006, they revised the 5110. They revised it to a 5130, which was essentially the same movement. They just enlarged the case slightly to 39.5 mils. So it's gone from 37, which is what this one is, to 39.5. And guess what? Guess what indeed? What they've done now is they've actually released, in 2016, they released a new version, which actually is the 5230. So it was a 5130 before, 5230, 38.5. So we've gotten 37, 39.5, and now 38.5. So it's very interesting. What's happened is the big trend is over. Now we've seen the same thing happen with Rolex. The Rolex Day-Date, the flagship. The President, El Presidente. It was 36 mil for forever and a day. Then they brought out Day-Date 2, which was 41.5 mils. Again, they've re-released Rolex Day-Date 40, which is smaller. It's moved down. And I dare say, the big craze, that really, it's all over Red Rover. When you got Rolex and Patek, who, they were so slow to act, so slow to do something. They've, two top brands, Patek and Rolex, they've got the best marketing, the best team in the industry. They've gone smaller. Now, that's not to say brands like Breitling or Hublot will get smaller, or AP, but there you have it. That's very, very interesting indeed. So the big watches themselves there, I'm afraid to say it, it's all over Red Rover. It's all over Red Rover. They're moving smaller. And I gotta tell you, when I first bought my gold sub, I remember I bought that in Bangkok, and I went to Rolex dealers in Bangkok, And I tried on the new Date 840, Date 82. And I thought, oh, this is too big, too big, too big. I tried the Sky Dweller, too big. And even the ceramic gold sub, I thought, oh, it's a bit, they've fattened it up, even though it's still 40. They fattened it up, it looks bigger. I thought, that is the perfect one. And I gotta say, with Patek, I think these 37mm pieces are really if there is such a thing as the bargain child in the Patek range. These are pretty good buying, and that's the kind of piece you just love. You just love it. It's got the most beautiful sound when you wind it. Absolutely beautiful. So there you go. That's the Goss watches. We've actually we're moving smaller. We're moving smaller. And Lange's done the same thing. Other brands, I think, are going to these mammoth hue. Well, you know, there's only so much hormones in chicken that'll help with the bigger sizes. So that is the way it's going. That is indeed the way it's going. And it even affects brands like the Reverso, which I thought this was a beautiful size. It's the Reverso Grand Date. It's the grand size. And I've been told by a few watch dealers the ultra thins are very popular. The bigger size, well, I kind of think it's an iconic. I think when something is this beautiful, it'll never be out. It'll never be out of fashion. It's gorgeous. I love that watch. And I kind of love both of these pieces. Both of these pieces here. 37mm Patek World Time and the Reverso Grand Date. I think both of them are perfect. They're both perfect. And one thing I love about the 5110, I'm not biased, but well, I suppose I am. It's got the traditional World Time hands. The ones on the 5130, the little circle, I don't really like it. It's got the best Guilloche dial. The 5130's got a nice Guilloche dial, but this is better. And it's the return of the modern World Time, the Patek 5110. So in my opinion, absolutely stunning. And I've got to say this to you. The bigger watches, that was a huge craze. We were getting bigger, bigger, bigger. I was getting worried. I didn't know where it was going to stop. But it has happened. And Rolex has been extremely clever. Extremely clever. And they didn't make all their sports watches 42mm. They only made the Explorer 2. The new Explorer 2 is 42mm. So I think the standard Explorer at 40mm is perfect. It is perfect. Rolex was very clever. They released the Deep Sea at 44mm. They released the Submariner and the GMT. They made it fatter, but it retained 40. And they did the Explorer 2 at 42. Very, very clever. I'm ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you think of that. Archibald Chesterfield III, the greatest YouTube superstar of all time. The only super channel on YouTube is the ArchieLuxury channel. The ArchieLuxury channel. The greatest super channel on YouTube. ArchieLuxury. The greatest YouTube entertainer covering the luxury goods genre, watches, luxury goods, and other auxiliary displays of wealth. The ArchieLuxury channel, the greatest YouTube channel ever ever to exist. The greatest YouTube channel of all time. The ArchieLuxury channel. Nothing could be grander than the ArchieLuxury channel, fuckers.
We specialize here in pre-owned Rolex watches. Rolex watch is a very special timepiece, and we always do the servicing exactly as factory specifications. We buy a pre-owned piece and we put it into brand new condition. We have Rolex certified technicians working on that. We completely disassemble the piece, we adjust and polish and change every single part of the watch.
You have to have certified watchmakers that know what they're doing. If you have an expensive car, you're just not going to bring it to any mechanic that doesn't know what they're doing.
You spend $5,000, it's like if you put money in the safe deposit box. And 1 or 2 years from now, you will keep having your $5,000. We have to spend a lot of money to get all this equipment together, but makes me feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's not a question of money, it's my passion.
Jewelers on time, simply the best.